So the FlashBeyond mousepad has a premium tempered glass surface with a micro-etched texture. The micro-etching is really important because without it, the mouse would feel like it's kind of floating uncontrollably. The etching adds just enough resistance to give you control while still feeling nearly frictionless compared to a cloth pad. The edges are rounded and polished, so you're not going to be rubbing your wrist against anything sharp. The underside has a non-slip silicone base to keep it locked in place, even during intense flicks. It's available in two sizes, medium and large. The medium is 400 by 300 millimeters, and the large is 500 by 400. Comes in black and white. I have the white one, and they just added an anime girl version. Glass pads like the FlashBeyond are all about speed, but the micro-etched surface here adds a surprising amount of control. It's not as floaty as a full smooth glass pad, which makes it easier to stay on target, and for low sensitivity players who rely on big arm movements, that speed can be a huge advantage. High sensitivity players might need to tweak their mouse settings a bit to find the perfect balance between speed and precision. You can also fine-tune the feel by changing your mouse skates, control type skates if you want to slow things down, or glass and fast PTFE skates if you want even more glide. The FlashBeyond even comes with an arm sleeve, which I found makes my movements smoother and prevents uneven friction from my arm touching the pad. So this thing is super fast. If you've only ever used cloth mouse pads, the first time you move your mouse across the FlashBeyond, it's a completely different feel. There's virtually no initial resistance, so micro adjustments and long flicks happen with barely any effort. That means less arm strain over long sessions, and in my case, I felt like my tracking in FPS games improved after I got used to it. The flip side is if you're heavy-handed or used to stopping on a dime with friction, you might overshoot at first. So I had to give it a few hours, and then it started to feel like second nature. One of the biggest perks of glass is longevity. Unlike cloth pads, this one won't wear down, lose glide, or develop that gross sweaty spot in the middle. A quick wipe with a microfiber cloth that's handily included, and it's back to looking brand new. Just keep in mind, because it is glass, dust or debris on the surface is more noticeable and will affect your tracking. So keeping it clean isn't just for looks, it matters for performance. So that was one of the pros of glass versus cloth. And one of the other trade-offs is comfort. And obviously glass is a pretty hard material and it doesn't have that cushion like a cloth pad. And especially me coming from a Pulsar Hyperion that has kind of an extra cushion. It was a big change for me. If you rest your wrist a lot, you'll feel that difference. Personally, I got used to it pretty quickly after about a day, but if you do value comfort more than performance, you might want to pair it with a wrist rest. On the upside though, the low friction means less wrist drag, which actually reduced fatigue for me over longer sessions.